What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams here with The Distance. Got a video for you guys tonight, or this afternoon. Tonight in some areas. Sorry, this afternoon right now. But got a prediction for you, video for you guys. This one's going to be Rafael Marquez versus Toshiaki Nishioka. Bout takes place tomorrow. I believe it's going to be on Top Rank Live. I'm going to have to check. Probably going to have to check it out, see how accurate my box is. But I believe it's Top Rank Live. It's going to be for the WBC Super Bantamweight Championship. Marquez has not fought at that weight in about 3 years. I read on internet forums years ago, when I used to read the forums, they said something about Marquez after the, because I believe he missed like an entire year after the third fight between Israel Vasquez, with the pace that at which that fight was, or those fights were fought at, he was having trouble making the 122, and there were rumors of him and actually Vasquez both were actually having trouble training, passing out in training or getting exhausted trying to make 122, so they just moved up to 126 because trilogies take a lot out of a fighter's career, especially at the pace at which both of them fought, and both of them were actually in the quadrilogy. So this is a weight that Marquez has not fought at in years. He's about 35 now. So who knows if he's going to make the weight healthy. He more than likely will. But we'll see what happens. But now he's facing Toshiaki Nishioka, the WBC Super Bantamweight champion. And looking at a lot of the videos of him throughout his career, you can see that he's fought different style opponents. And he's learned a lot throughout his entire career of how to make adjustments in fights, how to make adjustments. And it looks as if he's getting better with his fights. It looks as if he's getting better. But in this fight for Marquez is pretty much Marquez is a tough ass fighter. He's hard as nails. He comes forward. He could take some to give you a few right back. He's kind of like that. He has that old school smash mouth mentality. He comes forward. He takes a few good punches. Can take a good punch, but he can give you about his mentality is I'll take one good one. I'll give you like 3 or 4 good ones right back. That's the kind of fighter that he is, and with him is in this specific fight, I think he wants to take the fight to Nishioka. Nishioka does make little calculated movements. His movements, are very calculated. He throws a lot of jabs to try to keep his opponents outside. Try to keep the range. He'll kind of vary up the jab. Sometimes he'll throw one long one, or if he has to, he'll throw like jab combinations. So in this one, I think that Marquez wants to pretty much take the fight to him. He wants to pretty much fight this at a very fast pace. I think he should make it a fast-paced fight in which Nishioka is not used to throwing. Is not used to doing. Making Nishioka throw punches that he doesn't like to throw. Putting him, pretty much that mentality or that plan for Marquez should be to try to get his head on Nishioka's chest, but also try to land the right hand. This is pretty much for all the predictions I've done today have all included southpaw fighters. So this is another one where I think Marquez wants to land the short right hand, but also he wants to keep it kind of more so an inside fight. He wants to be close to Nishioka. He wants to throw the left hook inside because Nishioka is very much open to the left hook inside. And Marquez throws a very good left hook. Because if you see Nishioka inside, he does keep the left hand low. So if he throws that right hand, he needs to follow it up. He needs to follow it up with the left hook, because that shot's going to be very much open for Marquez, fighting Nishioka. If he's able to land the straight right hand, which is the southpaw kryptonite, he can very much try to follow it up with the left hook. Pretty much trying to keep Nishioka on the defensive. I think this is a fight to where he needs to throw a lot of punches. I think he needs to press the action. And a lot of people think he quit against Lopez almost a year ago. And I think this is pretty much that chance to redeem himself. You know, he has to come inside, apply pressure, and pretty much take one to give a few back. This is that kind of fight to where he doesn't want to be too technical. He wants, you know, he pretty much wants to make this a fight instead of a technical boxing match. And on the other side, you have Toshiaki Nishioka. Nishioka is a very technical fighter. He's very patient. He's good at what he does, but there are some things that are kind of missing in his game. He doesn't really move his head all too much. He throws a lot of jabs. His first response when he gets hit from time to time is to throw another jab. You know, also I do think that, you know, with Nishioka has good timing. He has good timing. He knows how to make adjustments, whether it's to throw more jabs, whether it's to make his punches shorter, you know, tighten up his punches, whether it's to have more movement. He knows how to make adjustments in fights. Pretty much in this one, I think that Nishioka wants to utilize a lot of movement. In this one, he wants to utilize a lot of movement. He wants to try to keep Marquez at bay with the jab, and try to time him with the left hand. Pretty much that should be the main focus for Nishioka in this fight, is being patient, trying to keep him behind the jab, and timing him with the left hand, and also countering Marquez's hook. And if you look at a lot of if you look at like a lot of keys to victory in Marquez fights, it's always the time and counter Marquez's hook. And that's because when Marquez throws his hook, he misses it really bad and he gets off balance. So it can be timed to where he could probably get a flash knockdown just off of timing his hook. Because like I said, he throws it, and when he misses, he gets off balance. Or you could come over the top of his hook. So I think in this fight, I think that pretty much he just needs to be patient behind the jab, try to keep him at bay with the jab, keep Marquez on the defensive, because Marquez more than likely will be coming forward. So he wants to land that jab up. You know, he wants to keep everything up the middle, and he wants to keep everything straight, and also try to time and counter Marquez's jab, and try to time and counter his hook. So who I think is going to win this fight? I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to go with Rafael Marquez. I'm going to go with Rafael Marquez by 11th round knockout. Crazy prediction, but hey, it is what it is. I'm out. All right, peeps. That was the distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.